Today we're here comparing Diablo Immortal to A3 Still Alive. What is up, my friends? My name is Echo and welcome back to the channel where we typically cover Diablo Immortal. We speculate, we look into it, and we love the game. But today we're checking out another game and comparing it to Diablo Immortal. That thing is called A3 Still Alive. It's a dungeon crawler action RPG, but it has a cool element to it that I actually like, and that is Battle Royale, something that I really haven't seen yet in this genre of game where you are dropped into a world and you have to gear yourself up and survive, be the last one to survive the dungeon. It's just really another way of looking at a dungeon. This is brought to us by Netmarble Game. It's available on Android and iOS, and it's free to play. Mind you guys, this is not a sponsored video. I am not being paid to make this one. I just wanted to compare it to Diablo Immortal, compare the controls, how it looks, the gameplay, and basically say, should this be something you play while we wait for Diablo Immortal? Now, there's a couple of classes that you could choose from inside of the game. That's kind of standard with this genre. So we have the Berserker, which is basically our barbarian melee style character. This is the one that I chose inside of the game. We have the Templar, which is also going to be another melee character, kind of reminding me of the Crusader from Diablo. Of course, we're gonna have a wizard. What would this genre of game be without a wizard? And following the wizard, we also have an assassin, which is where you're wielding short blades. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the demon hunter, but not really, because there's no kind of shooting element. Follow that up by an archer class, and you have a full set of characters that you could choose from and interchange between inside of A3. And it just is a really nice flow. Initially, when you first jump into the game, graphics look great, character classes are awesome, animations are great, customization is on point. It really looks nice. I love that you have the ability to choose different characters and also to have multiple characters going on at one time inside of the game, meaning you could play the Berserker and then you could switch off and play as the Archer. Then maybe you want to be the Assassin. You can switch back and forth, and that's cool. Diversify your play. Now, something you're going to notice pretty early on in the game is you start out in a world, you're going to be getting a bunch of missions, and this portion of the game, what I see when I'm doing this, really reminds me of Black Desert Mobile. It really does. It just seems very, very similar. Also, in a way where you can hit the auto button. Basically, you can hit auto, go on quests, and those quests will be auto farmed for you. You literally could be sitting on the side, hands off the game, doing nothing. Typically, I don't like this. I really don't like being able to grind in a game like this. I don't like the ability to grind in an action RPG for strength, for gear, for upgrades without actually playing. I think hands-on need to be part of the game. And we talked about this a long time ago in a video about Diablo Immortal, that if there was an autoplay feature, it should be way weighted down, which means if you were to play it by hand in your hands, you'd get 10 times the rewards you would get if you hit on autoplay. Now, I don't think autoplay is going to be a part of Diablo Immortal, but it is a part of A3. And as I'm doing this video, I'm actually putting it on auto right now just to grind a little bit. And this is something I like about auto battlers is while I'm working, I can put my phone on the side, click it on auto, and it's going to continuously work for me. But that's not really playing a game now, is it? No, that's grinding a game kind of while you're working and not focusing, which is great for some people that want to be in the gaming world but don't have time to be fully in the gaming world. That's a great way to do it with auto battlers. If I had to choose, though, in an action RPG, if there were to be an auto battle function or not, I would say let's not have the function. So as we were talking about, you go on quests, you have to take down a bunch of demons, and once you take them out, you get loot, you get rewarded, and you just continuously grind through this city that you're in. I've probably only spent about 2 hours inside of the game, so I haven't done a ton of grinding of it, But as far as the mechanics go, the controls and all of that, they look really nice. They're basically set up very similar to Diablo Immortal, not as in depth with where the supers are and all of that, and nothing like rounds itself around the attack button. But you have your specials, you have your regular attack, you have your bar for upgrade on the bottom as well, and your control stick is on the left hand side. As far as the animations go, the actual battling and the sequencing of putting together all the different moves, it looks great. The game looks on point. When we talk about the graphics of the game, it looks good. Comparing it to the graphics of 2019 BlizzCon, it looks okay. Blizzard and Diablo Immortal, as far as graphics go and just the feel of everything when you're playing, it's just on point. It's going to be the best thing. We've talked about that before. When I'm running around here in A3, I feel like I'm running a little bit too fast. Like, it's kind of hard to control my character when I'm running around. Like, I feel like he's on speed a little bit, going just like a couple of notches too quick. Just doesn't feel perfect. But that's just me being picky, guys. I think the battle and the combat's pretty good. It's pretty on point. The controls are good, and you can customize things, which is nice as well. Another great feature is the pages that they have showing you all the enemies inside of the game. Now, this log is cool, and it's something that I've seen in other games as well. Raziel had it, and you get rewards for it in Raziel. Actually, when you defeat a certain number of these certain enemies, being able to see all of the enemies, all the demons that you're going to encounter inside of the game. It's kind of like trading cards for me, right? You have your trading cards, be it Pokemon cards, baseball cards, football cards, and you just get to collect them. Well, it's kind of like this in the game as well. Once you start battling these certain enemies, they'll populate and they'll say, oh, these are the enemies that you have encountered, how many times you've beaten them. It's not really an official collection portion of the game, but you can look back and see really cool stuff like that. But really, guys, where this NetEase game shines, where I think it has something different than anything else that we've seen before, because everything that I've mentioned so far we've seen in other games and it's not anything crazy original, but the Battle Royale, that's pretty fun. So in the Battle Royale mode, you start out in a lobby where a bunch of you are in there, you're beating up on each other, but you really can't hurt one another because you haven't yet been deployed into the world, into the dungeon, right? But once you do get inside of the dungeon, you're in there with very few skills, and it actually reminds me a bit of an MMO as well, because as you attack, as you take down enemies, as you take down creatures that are part of the game, so enemy AI, you get upgrades, you get gear, and you unlock your skills and your abilities, and that's really cool. The more things you kill around you, the more you unlock stuff. And I didn't even know this at first, so I wasn't clicking on them, but once you click on them, you get yourself different supers, different abilities that you're able to use, not just your general attack. You could also get your health up, you can get more armor and stuff, and really equip yourself for the end game inside this, which think about PUBG Mobile. Think about Call of Duty Mobile Battle Royale mode. You drop into the world with very little, you run around, you collect stuff, you gear yourself up, and you're ready for battle. Same thing here, but we're doing it in action RP dungeon crawler, and that is cool. It's actually a lot of fun, and although I didn't perform so well here, I was able to zoom in and check out some of the more top players that were seeing success in the round. So we're gonna be able to look at a little bit of that gameplay right now. So as you can see, some of my opponents here, they had geared themselves up. They're looking really solid, and they're quickly taking down enemies, making it a lot easier. Eventually, at one point, these players are going to battle it out to see who comes in at number one, who is the best in the Battle Royale mode. Because remember, guys, Battle Royale is dropping into a world with a whole bunch of you, and one person or one team is going to come out on top and be the best. Who is the best in the dungeon? Who is able to slay as many monsters as possible? Now, that's where it reminds me of an MMO. Think of like League of Legends, right? As you defeat things, as you go jungling inside of the game, if you're familiar with that genre, you'll understand what jungling is. As you take on the enemy AI, you get yourself XP, you get yourself gear, and you could purchase through the gear, through what you're earning from beating up on these things, you could purchase different abilities. This very much had that feel inside of A3. I liked it. It was really cool. I've never seen that dynamic inside of an action RPG, but it's in this game, which was a really nice feature. And this is part of the reason why I'm saying this is the highlight of the game. So you're matching the MMO style with Battle Royale. The way you upgrade is MMO, the way you battle is Battle Royale, putting it together with the dungeon crawler, and you have something that's pretty unique, guys. It's done well. The graphics, I wish were a little bit better in the game. I wish it was a little bit smoother, although it is still very nice. I've looked at a bunch of games over the past year comparing to Diablo Immortal. Royale was, in my opinion, the closest to Diablo Immortal. With that being said, it didn't offer anything crazy original, crazy out of the box. This one, A3, it is right up there with Royale, like very close, but it does offer this new gameplay style that is just original. That's all I can say, guys. It's something that I've never experienced before, haven't played it before, and that's why I'll probably play around with this game a little bit more, messing around with the Battle Royale mode. I don't need to do the Black Desert mobile style where I can auto farm and do all that, although I know it probably has its purpose inside of the game, rank up your heroes and do all that. I'm not interested in that because they're not doing that great. But the Battle Royale mode, they're doing pretty great, and that's the element of the game that I'm gonna focus on. So let's just bring this all together and compare Diablo Immortal to A3, and I mean, Diablo Immortal combat is cleaner, graphics are better, gameplay is smoother. But as far as I know, it doesn't have a Battle Royale mode or an MMO type mode either. So it will win. Diablo Immortal wins on all fields. But maybe they'll take an idea. Maybe Blizzard will watch this video and say, huh, that's a cool way to bring in PvP, a PvP element to this game. Because I'm telling you guys, it's a lot of fun and it's something new. You know, maybe I'll hit up Wyatt and just give him a little heads up about this game. Maybe a different game mode to come in the future for Diablo Immortal. I don't know, but I actually really like it. Diablo Immortal wins on all costs, except for the game mode that it probably won't have at launch, which is a Battle Royale mode, which A3 would win on that mode. Give it a shot, guys. I think the game's a lot of fun. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Make sure you check out a couple of these before you go. And also remember, my Discord server, link down below. Come through, say what's up to me. I want to see you guys there. Have a great day. And be good.